Hello everybody, I am Jay Shady, the voice of reason, and I am back with a brand spanking new video. It feels kind of weird not doing a video every day now that my Wrestlemania Retro Review series is done with, but it's time to go back to that series. This video was suggested to me by one of my subscribers. I forgot the name, but the subscriber suggested this video and I figured it would be a good way to cap off my retro review series. And now that WrestleMania 29 ended a couple days ago, let's look at this. So, as you can see from the title, this is 10 of my favorite WrestleMania matches of all time. Keyword favorite. To me, when you're doing best, when you're doing 10 best, it just sounds too objective. Like, it has this all-knowing stance on it. Like, you can't debate it. It's just like, I don't know, you're having like you're God saying, this is the best, you can't dispute this. For me, what's more attractive, what's more fun, is talking about your favorites. Stuff that might not necessarily be the best, per se, but something that means something to you, something personal, a personal preference. That might mean something to you that it doesn't mean to other people. And when it comes to favorite, nobody could really dispute that. Nobody could tell you, oh, this isn't your favorite match, it's this, because only you have lived your life and seen things through your shoes. So these are my favorites, so once again, you can't dispute them. So whenever I do these lists, rankings, it's usually going to be favorites, not bests, because I don't like the word best. It's just too hard to think about best. Okay, so before I go into the list, some honorable mentions that could have easily been on this list, but right now they're not. I don't know, they're just not. Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho from Mania 19 easily could have been in here. Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle from Mania 21. TLC 2 from WrestleMania 17. Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair from WrestleMania 24. Triple H versus Undertaker from WrestleMania 27. And of course, Ryback versus Mark Henry from WrestleMania 29. That goes without saying. But those ones just didn't make the cut. You know, I kind of didn't want to have this be Shawn Michaels galore, this list, even though everybody who knows me knows how crazy I am about Shawn Michaels matches. So yeah, let's start off this list. And this is not in any particular ranking order, but I do have a number one top favorite. But the rest, I'm just going to do in chronological order from when they took place. Starting off, from WrestleMania 3, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Macho Man Randy Savage for the Intercontinental Championship. This is a fantastic fucking match. I mean, the show stealer in one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time. I mean, this match, it's like it was, 1987, and still to this day, you're thoroughly entertained. You're not bored for a second in this match. This match was so ahead of its time, trend-setting, influential to the way we have matches today, just the way it was executed. So many great spots. Every spot was performed perfectly, and just the way that they called this match, they knew every part of this match down to the line. They practiced and rehearsed it like it was a script, and they executed it perfectly, like a perfectly executed film. Everything about this match is fantastic, and easily you could argue, I mean, not many people would dispute that this is one of the best WrestleMania matches of all time, not just a favorite. So Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Macho Man, one of my top favorites. Then you get the Ultimate Warrior versus Macho Man Randy Savage at WrestleMania 7. This is probably arguably the most emotional match for me. I mean, and I think for a lot of people too. This was a retirement match. Whoever lost the match would be retired. And at this time, Macho Man was the Macho King. He split up with Miss Elizabeth. He was working with Sensational Sherry. And this match just had so much drama to it, so much high stakes, so much tension. The crowd was insane for this. Every spot was big. I mean, it kicked off with a bang. It never slowed down. So many near falls. You had like the false finish fest that you have today with the guys kicking out of each other's finishers. I mean, Macho Man was just so ahead of his time. And the ending with Ultimate Warrior beating Macho Man, retiring him even though Macho Man comes back. But retiring Macho Man and the post-match segment with Macho Man and Elizabeth embracing and reuniting. It was just like the thing that can make a grown man cry. Easily one of my favorite WrestleMania matches of all time. Then you got Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels in the ladder match for the Undisputed Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania 10. This is the first match that I ever saw as a wrestling fan. I never saw a wrestling match previous to this one. I saw this when I was like 6, 7 years old, and I was just in awe, and I knew that I was going to watch this shit for a long, long time. I was hooked right there. Just the shit that these guys did. I mean, when you look at it now, it's like, yeah, it's a pretty tame ladder match, but it still is exciting as hell. And for this to be done in 1994, the way it influenced the Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys and those people that later on did TLC matches, it's just phenomenal. So many big spots in this match, and just a show stealer, this match. You could watch this match 100 times, over and over again, and it never gets boring. Just a legendary classic match. And the fact that it has HBK in it, of course, is going to add some points for me. Unbelievable match. Then you get, in the same WrestleMania, the opener, Bret Hart versus Owen Hart. The greatest opener of all time. I mean, holy shit. This is a technical chain wrestling just dream masterpiece. I mean, just great fucking straight up wrestling in this match, and a great storyline with Owen Hart being jealous of being in Bret Hart's shadow and trying to make a name for himself. Just, I've never seen a show open so greatly like this. I mean, you can't praise this match enough. And I love the ending with Owen Hart getting the win over Bret Hart. It was nice to see, the younger brother getting one over his older brother. I'm sure that resonated with some people. So great seeing Owen Hart put in a big spot like this over Bret, his brother, and just a fantastic fucking match. Then you get WrestleMania 12, and this is one of the ones that is a favorite. I am aware that this is not one of the best matches of all time in WrestleMania history. I understand that. But for me, this is a personal favorite. The Iron Man match with Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels. Yes, there have been plenty of better Mania matches than this one. But this match just has so much history with me as a kid watching this match. Watching these guys have this encounter, this just athletic showcase for 1 hour straight was just astonishing. Seeing this shit, especially Shawn Michaels being my favorite of all time, watching Shawn Michaels wrestle for an hour is like, can't ask for anything better than that. And I just love this match, the story of both guys, no face or heel thing, just two guys showing off their athleticism and who is the better man. Shawn Michaels with the boyhood dream coming true. I mean, it starts with that epic entrance with Shawn Michaels coming down the zip line, the greatest entrance of all time. And I remember watching this match over and over and over again as a kid, and it was one of those matches that when I was a kid made me want to be a professional wrestler. Of course, I'm too fucking skinny for that shit, but at the time I dreamed of it. But yeah, one of my favorite matches of all time. Just Shawn Michaels winning his first championship. I mean, what could I say? Then, WWF championship. Then, arguably the greatest WrestleMania match of all time. The submission match between Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Bret Hart at WrestleMania 13. I mean, what could you say about this match that hasn't been said? This was pre-Attitude Era, but this was what ushered in Attitude Era style matches, Attitude Era style content and quality. This was the trendsetter, the influential match that just had such an effect. I don't know if you could really argue another match. I mean, you can, but this is one of those top matches that was really not only a great match, but truly paved the way for the future and the style of the company in the future. I mean, the blood, just the brawling in the crowd, just the intense, brutal shit with Stone Cold bleeding buckets in the sharpshooter, not giving up, passing out before he says I quit, and just the double heel turn, the double turn at the end with Bret Hart turning heel, Austin turning face, and then Ken Shamrock also becoming a fan favorite right there. I mean, everything about this match was fucking fantastic. I mean, this match did so much for the company, and that's what makes it so great. Not only was it a great match, but but it did so much for the future of the company. Unbelievable. Then I have Austin versus Rock Part 2, WrestleMania 17. I mean, one of the greatest main events of all time, hands down. This is almost a half-hour match, and it's just non-stop adrenaline rush and excitement throughout the whole thing. It doesn't let up, just spot after spot after spot. These guys obviously have such great chemistry together. You know, two of the biggest at their time, just doing what they do, stealing the show. Oh my God, this is just a fantastic match. It leaves me with the sour taste in my mouth with the Austin heel turn, but I can't let that take away from this match, because this match is fucking phenomenal, and you know, arguably could also be one of the greatest matches of all time in WrestleMania history, not just a favorite. Then you get The Rock versus Hulk Hogan, WrestleMania 18, and this is definitely not on like IWC nerds' favorite matches or smart marks, but fuck those people, because this match deserves to be on the top 10. Oh my God, I have never seen a match with such an investment from the crowd. The crowd was so behind Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's first WrestleMania since WrestleMania 9. I mean, this match, you do not get bored for 1 second, because they don't do the flippity floppity shit, because if you just do flippity floppity shit without it meaning something, who the fuck cares? These are two guys with such great psychology. Everything they do means something. They know how to work the crowd and hold the crowd in the palm of their hand. Arguably the two greatest, as you know, in the form of knowing how to work a crowd. This is just fantastic, and I love to go back and watch this match every once in a while, because it is just an amazing thing and a once-in-a-lifetime thing that you just do not get from regular wrestling matches. Fantastic. Then you get the triple threat match from WrestleMania 20 with Shawn Michaels, Chris Benoit, and Triple H. The greatest triple threat match ever, in my opinion. This match is just non-stop action from the beginning. Just unbelievable spots, great shit. You know, greats at the time with them putting Benoit over. I mean, the crowd was heavily into this match for Benoit. Shawn Michaels bleeding like crazy. The epic spot where Triple H and Shawn Michaels do the superplex to Chris Benoit from one announce table to the other. Just the great stuff with the crossface and both guys almost tapping out, but especially Shawn Michaels, but Triple H catches his hand before he's about to tap out. Then Chris Benoit finally winning his first major championship and celebrating with Eddie Guerrero at the end. Very good ending. This is just a fantastic 5-star match. The greatest triple threat match ever. Then, last but not least, my favorite WrestleMania match of all time. Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 25. Their first WrestleMania match. This match is just phenomenal. This is the one that set the standard for how every Taker match looks at WrestleMania now. Just the way the match is paced these days. I mean, I do not understand. You must have to be some brainwashed CM Punk marks to actually think, because I see people saying that this match is as good or better. The CM Punk versus Taker match at Mania 29 is as good or better than the Michaels and Taker match from WrestleMania 25. I mean, Jesus Christ, how far could you have this guy's dick down your throat to think that shit? I mean, Michaels Taker is just fucking phenomenal. People complain it's slow in the first like 10-15 minutes. It's not slow at all to me. I mean, what do you want them to start out breaking their finishers within the first 5 minutes? That shit looks stupid. You have to build up. But the second Undertaker does the suicide dive outside of the ring and almost breaks his neck, the next 15 minutes, non-stop action. It is in full gear. And this is the one time where, you know, I thought the streak might actually end, because Shawn Michaels was kicking out of every single thing that The Undertaker gave him. The last ride, the chokeslam, the tombstone, getting out the Hell's Gate. This is before the false finish fest got kind of cartoonish, like where you expect people to kick out the finishers. Here it was like you didn't see this before, so you were kind of not expecting people to kick out of this shit. When Michaels kicked out the tombstone, I mean, I think everybody was fucking shocked. And just the great ending segment with Shawn Michaels skinning the cat. Michael skinning the cat, Taker catching him into the tombstone position. Michaels kicks out of that, then he does the moonsault. Taker catches him into a tombstone, ending him. Just fucking fantastic. I mean, you also another honorable mention. I could have easily and well deservedly put Michaels Taker 2 from WrestleMania 26 on this list, but I just wanted to put one of the matches on this list for sake of variety and not having Shawn Michaels all over this list, even though this list does have a fair amount of Shawn Michaels, what do you expect from my list? But yeah, greatest WrestleMania match of all time, Taker versus HBK, WrestleMania 25. So there you go. There's my 10 favorite Mania matches list. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what some of your favorite Mania matches are, some that might not be on this list. Yep, there you go. Jay Shady, voice of reason. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later.